I don't do this very often, so don't get used to it, but I want to offer an apology. I am on record, of course it's about 7 years ago now, saying that I would not touch a local SEO campaign with a 10-foot pole. The reason being, my argument was that one, local SEO is a little bit more work because you have to factor in the local aspects plus all the traditional aspects. Two, it wasn't really worth it because a lot of businesses, especially at that time, weren't willing to pay more than 500 bucks a month for local SEO. I stand corrected. Our agency has completely done 180. 80% of the most impactful work that we're doing is all within the local SERPs. Now, of course, this doesn't apply to every business because if you're doing local SEO for a coffee shop, it just doesn't make sense. You're still not going to be able to charge enough, 2,000 bucks a month. If you're charging a local coffee shop or gym 2,000 bucks a month, they have to get a lot of customers in order for them to even be able to pay you back, right? If the average gym customer, for example, is worth 200 bucks, that means you have to get them 10 customers a month, right? Or somewhere around there in order to pay that back. And the fact is that a lot of people don't really use Google to go and find a gym or maybe coffee shops. It's just the customer value isn't there. But we're talking about things like plastic surgeon, that's local, doctors, dentists, lawyers, contractors, home services, HVAC. All of these industries have a high customer value. When they have a high customer value, that means we don't have to get them a lot of customers. We just have to give them a couple in order to pay back a couple $1,000s a month in terms of SEO retainer to pay us. So our agency, specifically working with law firms, it's become a home run offer because local SEO is actually a lot easier to get results in. I'm going to show you that in a second. And two, the prominence of local search results. So when I say prominence, I mean, when you search for personal injury lawyer in Miami, the value of one of the clients that they get from a search like this could be 10,000, 100,000, 10 million bucks, right? These cases are huge. So when we come in here and we just look and see what's above the fold here, one are going to be local service ads. These local service ads are tied to a local business profile. This is actually a local product. We scroll down and we see one pay-per-click ad. This pay-per-click ad is run through AdWords. This is run through local service ads. These are two completely different ad platforms. You can't run the same type of ads for each one of these. These again are tied here to a Google business profile, right? So this is a local marketing tactic. And again, when we look at the prominence, local, this is taking up 80% of the eyeballs when somebody searches this, right? This is prominent real estate that Google is giving. This is a high value search, and Google's giving this real estate in terms of local to these high value searches. Why does Google give that real estate? Mainly because of customer behavior. When somebody's searching for this, right? Me as a consumer, whenever I'm searching for something locally, this is always my go-to. Why? Because I've got a map so I can see proximity. I can see a bunch of businesses. It gives me the option of choice. I can see reviews. I can click in and see pictures. It's a lot faster of an experience too, so I don't have to go to somebody's website to get the information that I need, and I can make a decision right here in the SERPs. And that's where Google's wanting to go. And we'll talk about AI and SGE in 1 minute. Now we look at traditional SEO, we have to scroll all the way down here to get here. And when I look at traditional SEO listings, I see super lawyers, not a website, taking up real estate. One website, Justia, we basically see it's about 50-50 between big aggregator websites like Justia and FindLaw versus actually getting an opportunity to rank in here. So again, we're talking about deciding what to do for our clients in terms of what's best for them, how we're gonna make the money, how we're gonna return our capital. If we're just doing traditional SEO, which again, my apologies, this is what I was pushing before in the past, Google's demoting these. Google understands that AI, in terms of content creation, they can't stop it. So these types of results are becoming less and less valuable. And this is Google's own algorithm just determining how people and what people want to interact with, right? There's the ad listings here if somebody wants to just get exactly what they're getting to versus having to scroll all the way down here. I know this because I see this a lot too. When I do a lead analysis for a prospect that comes into our agency sales cycle, they come and they're like, hey, this agency is sending us screenshots of keyword rankings and we're ranking first for very valuable keywords, but we're not getting any leads and phone calls. And that's because those tools, Ahrefs and SEMrush and keyword rank trackings, are picking up rankings from down here, not from the maps pack. This is a whole separate thing that you have to track and rank. So you could rank first and never see phone calls here because of how much noise is above this. And this is not going anywhere. Google wants to do this, right? Because this is a better experience for searchers and they're still monetizing it, right? So again, put this from Google's point of view. One, they're saying, okay, clearly searchers prefer this type of listing and engagement, right? They're still making their money. The whole above the fold here is ads. They're making their money here, they're making money here, they're making their money with an ad inside of the maps pack here as well. So scrolling all the way down here, they're like, yeah, y'all SEOs can fight it out and argue about canonical tags and AI and all this stuff all you want, but like, we're still getting ours in two ways. One, we're still providing a good experience for searchers, and two, we're still making our money. We're still getting our nut off of this. So go ahead, SEOs, go to your conferences, you know, fight about canonical tags and what a no index, but like, we don't care, because we know that this type of stuff is not going to be prominent in the next version of search. So what's the next version of search, right? This is traditional search. This is happening right now. We come over here, this is Google SGE. This is their AI search engine, right? So I mimic the same search over here. What we see is the 4 ads on top, and then we see the maps pack here. So very similar. It's not going to be the exact same thing. They don't have LSAs in here because this SGE is kind of just a demo. Now watch this. When I click generate, and let's see what we got. What do we have here? This is very interesting. What do we have? We have the maps pack. These are all pulling, these top results are all pulling from a Google Business Profile, not from a website. This is the maps pack just inside of SGE. Over here, we've got the traditional listings over here, which isn't bad. It's actually a pretty prominent placing. So there's still opportunity here. But again, when we talk about real estate, this is about what, 10% of the real estate here. Everything else goes to GPP and maps. So what does that tell us? That tells us, one, when we look at the SERPs right now, Google's telling us that they're favoring these local search results. So it doesn't matter whether you're on the local or traditional SEO side. What matters is getting results for clients and making our money back on what they're paying us. So it's asinine for us as the agency to focus on content marketing and traditional link building and stuff down here. Why? Because nobody's coming down here. And this is right now. When we talk about the future, that's going to get even smaller. This is what Google wants to promote. This is what people want. That is why I've done a complete 180 on local SEO, and why our focus now for law firms specifically is local first, because we can move them up in the maps pack within 60 days by just improving their profile, optimizing, doing some reviews for them, doing some local link building, and then just building out the structure of the website. So we're actually doing a lot less work, getting better results faster. Now we're doing LSAs on top of that as well. So we've offered, we do our LSAs for free for our clients because this is tied to local business profile. It's super easy to do. And then we'll do paid search on top of that if they have additional budget, but we're not stressing and spending time trying to track rankings and figure out this section down here when it comes to working with a client. So again, just want to offer my apologies. And if you're looking for more content like this, you should join our build program, because twice a week I'm getting on a Zoom live and I'm showing exactly what our agency is doing behind the scenes, what we're doing right now to get results and stay ahead of the curve, understand where Google's going, and making sure that our service is always impactful, relevant, and we're always putting our clients first and making our money. So if you want, join the Blueprint Build program, link below. If not, like and subscribe. It's good to be back on YouTube, and I'll see you in the next video.